Alright everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Van Martyr Family Channel. Today we've got beef jerky. We're going to do some beef jerky on our Trail Embers smoker. So what I did is I went to my local butcher, grocery store to the butcher, however you're looking for either a top round or a bottom round. This is a bottom round. You can have your butcher slice it up for you, or you can bring it home and slice it up yourself. If you have a meat slicer, you want to try and keep everything consistent. I believe this is a number 2 on these, and that's pretty much what I prefer, is about a number 2. You can have them do any type of thickness you want, but if you just go up to your butcher and tell them, hey, I need this sliced up for jerky, he'll know exactly what you're talking about and he'll get that done for you. So what have I done so far? 1 gallon Ziploc baggies work great for this. I bought 10 pounds. I already did 5 pounds out of that. So here's the other 5 pounds. I made a teriyaki sauce. So it's brown sugar, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, and a little bit of barbecue sauce. This one, as you can see, says not hot. This one rubbed off. This is the hot. So I added pepper flakes to this one. How much you'll need is depending on how much you're going to do. For this, I believe it was about 2 cups of brown sugar, about 2 cups of barbecue sauce, a couple dashes of Worcestershire and soy sauce, and then however much pepper flake you want. The last batch I did didn't come out very hot, in my opinion, and I like a hotter beef jerky, so I actually added a teaspoon of cayenne pepper to this. So we'll see how that turns out this time. So we let this marinate for 24 hours. You can do 24, 48. It's recommended that you at least do 8 hours at the least of marinating before you put get it on the smoker or your dehydrator. You can also do this in your oven. If you do it in the oven, you want to prop the door open with a wood spoon. This oven has a clean setting. So if you don't have a wood spoon, you can open that with the lid open, and then when you close the lid, as you can see, it stays open. Nice little crack in it perfectly. If you have a wood spoon, then you can just stick that in there. 160 degrees on the oven with the door open so that the moisture can escape. If you're doing it on your dehydrator, 160 for about, I think it's 9 hours is what I did on mine. Because I also did some on the dehydrator last time when I did this as well. I had so much I couldn't get it all on the smoker. So this is basically where we're at. It's been 24 hours of soaking in the marinade. When you get them in here, you want to move them around in the bag real good. Make sure you get that marinade on all sides. I actually flip the bags periodically while they're in the refrigerator to make sure that everything's getting good and coated. So the next thing we're going to need is a cookie sheet. Something like this. We're going to use this to carry our stuff out also. And put those on there. And we're going to need some paper towels. I got to get a new roll, so 1 second. Okay, I got the paper towels. You can go ahead and bring those out with you. You're not going to use the whole roll. If you wanted to just grab maybe 8 sheets of your paper towels and bring that out, you can. I'm going to bring the whole roll. The next thing we're going to need, and this is optional, is some pepper flake. I like to fresh grind mine on there. If you want to use regular pepper, you can. But if you're looking for that good old traditional peppered beef jerky, when we get ready to, after we put them on the smoker, we're going to use that and do a couple cranks on each piece, just on the one side. Then we're going to get going. So I'll see you guys out at the smoker. Okay, we're out at the smoker. Something I didn't mention. You're going to want to go with a lighter type of pellets. You don't want to use like a hickory or a mesquite. Oak is okay, but it can be a little much sometimes. This is a thin slice of meat, so we don't want to go with something that's real smoky. So I'm running apple pellets. Now, if you're running on your trail embers like I am, obviously we know that we don't have a 160 degree spot, so go to your 180 degree, okay? Right now she's at 222. I just fired it up. When I first fire it up, it gets a little warm for a while. We don't want to go above like 250. The sugars in the jerky will start to burn on the outside, and we don't want that. So we want to try and keep that temperature down nice and low if we can. As we all know, with the smoker, the heat's going to fluctuate. So I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do next here. So give me 1 second to get that set up, and I'll be back. Okay, so I got a nice little bed of paper towels down, and I made myself a little tail dangling here. We're going to use our tongs, or you can use your hands if you want. I recommend using tongs. We're going to pull out some pieces of meat. We're going to put it on here. We're going to and we're going to dab these, pull out some of the moisture out of them so that they're not super wet, because we're trying to basically dehydrate them, and the more moisture that's in them, obviously the longer that's going to take. So I'm going to get that set up, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so I got a few pieces on here. Now we just lay this over. Like I said, we're just going to dab these like so. Go ahead and lay that back over, and that's all we're looking for. We'll go ahead and take our tongs, take them off, and start laying them on the smoker here. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to keep rolling these along and get them all on here, and I'll be back. Okay, here we are. So the important thing is to make sure that there's spacing in between everything so that the air can circulate all around everything. So that's what we're looking for. We're going to hold temperature, and we'll come back and check them in about 2 hours. You want to come out and flip them, or at the halfway point, whatever that is for you. For me, I did 4 hours the other day. They came out a little bit drier than I wanted them to, so I'm going to do, thinking I'm going to do 3 hours. So at an hour and a half, I'm going to come out and flip them for me. For you guys, you're just going to have to kind of play that by ear. First time you do it, you know, I wouldn't do anything over 4 hours at the temperature that we're running at. At 4 hours, they get pretty dry and crunchy. If that's what you're looking to get out of your jerky and you don't want a little bit of soft in there, then run it at 4 hours at this thickness. If you want less crunchy, then do a little less. Obviously, just make sure that it is fully dehydrated. So I will bring you guys back here shortly. All right, here we are about 30 minutes in. That's what they're starting to look like. Looking scrumptious. Got another hour to go, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip them. I'm gonna get this lid closed. All right, here we are, halfway point. So is go ahead and flip over all our pieces here. going for another hour and a half. So I'll see you guys in another hour and a half here. And we should be having us some jerky. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, there we have it. About 3 hours in. Wonderful beef jerky. And it tastes amazing. I'm going to let it sit out, kind of steam for a little bit, cool off, and then I'm going to put it in a bag. We did not use curing salt, so this needs to go in the fridge. It should last for about 4 to 6 weeks. If you want it to last longer than that in the future, you can get this pink curing salt and add that into your marinade, and then they will last for 4 to 6 months. Once again, thank you for watching the Van Martyr Family channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to hit the like button and drop a comment if you have any questions.